I still fail to understand why it happened. Not that it matters now. I still shudder at the thought of those horrid days of darkness, where it seemed that the last bits of starlight had all but vanished from my view. When the clouds were all-encompassing, the winds were cold and my feelings numb. When my memory was fading, the surge of life left me bit by bit. We had fought a war for nearly 3 centuries. Worlds had been burned, moons destroyed, and entire libraries of knowledge gone forever. Amidst all this madness, we have forgotten to look outwards, and only inwards, on our own and each other's faults. As I reflect over these long and life-consuming years, one thing always stands clear. We have forgotten what we were truly capable of. In my deepest, darkest hour of need, when my entire world had gone silent, and I alone was left in the ruins of war, none remembered why it started. I looked towards the endless night, dreaming, hoping. The war with the Mura had taken lives in the quadrillions. For each lost colony, and each devastating attack made, we found new ways to hurt each other, to deprive each other of a chance to pursue peace. There was only war. I lost the taste for it long before it came to its natural conclusion, with the destruction of our empires. I wonder if we managed to hurt them as much as they did us. Not that it matters now. Now I am left sorely with the distaste of our actions, and the memory of the pain it caused us all. I can still remember it so clearly, as I was slowly fading away. I had been unable to rest nor rejuvenate myself for so long, that I was unsure if I was delirious or just going mad. None had entered my atmosphere in 2 decades, and why should they now? The land was poisonous, the air so warm that most species would not be able to live here either way. I had not heard from another being for so long that I had started to wonder if I was alone in the galaxy, lost on this planet to my diminishing thoughts. Our hubris had brought this down upon me. Upon us all, I guess. As the light became brighter, I thought that the stars were finally coming for me, calling me back to space where I belonged and always had, to take me away into oblivion, and once again be part of the infinite universe as specks of dust, to be reborn and remade 100 million times over. But this was not the case. A ship was coming, something that was to change my life forever. I had often heard of the humans before, a species on the far end of the galaxy, most notably known for their short lives and explorative needs. I guess these things go hand in hand. When life is short, one needs to do everything. But what truly surprised me was not that they dared to enter my ruined world, or how uncautious they were when they finally found me. They came in the lone ship, but soon enough many more came. I was alone, surrounded by this weird and primarily unknown species. They worked tirelessly to secure me and put me back together. Why, I do not know. I never had a genuine encounter with one. We never had trade or diplomatic relations. I'd merely heard of them in passing before the start of the war. To my knowledge, they were a small confederate on the far end of one of the spirals. It took them the better part of a year before I felt like myself again. They had no working knowledge of my species or our technology, but they still spent all this time restoring me to what I was. I had countless conversations with different humans, and I even learned to tell them apart by their phrases and tone of voice. They often inquired about the war. I think that was the most painful subject of them all. But I had no more sorrow left, nor pain to talk of, only regret. The more I returned to normalcy, the more I felt disconnected from who I was. I kept asking them, why would humans waste their time and energy on me? I was but a harbinger of doom, a relic of a past best forgotten. I had nothing good left to offer the universe. My people were gone, and my actions were branded in the very planets I burned. I got the most puzzling answer, one I fought with for years to understand. Because even the worst of us are capable of hiding a heart of gold. I thought my translators were misreading the shrieking noises of the humans, but no, they were working perfectly. To have a heart of gold, it thought it meant I was without a soul, as many species often had said of us, that we were lesser beings, not capable of feeling, only because we had not been born but shaped. Because our sapience came from minerals and ores instead of biological compounds, we were less. The humans took a significant risk. After they had finished assembling and restoring many of my old databanks, memories flooded back to me. The endless horrors of what my people, I, and the Mura had done. But they still took me with them. I remember the trials of the Galactic Senate. As the wars had a harrowing cost, not only on our 2 empires, but many others near us as well, I was charged with a multitude of trespasses against the galactic law. But again, the humans stood by me, calling the war a genocide towards my people and other synthetics of the galaxy. I still failed to understand why they would fight on behalf of something they said had a heart of gold. They made the biological distinction themselves to me once. The humans made persuasive arguments in the Senate, and had their way eventually. To me, it was the blink of an eye, but when I was finally joined with humanity 50 years after the trial started, I was working with the daughter of one of the humans that had first rescued me. As part of my punishment, I was sentenced to a 500-year sentence of observance by humanity. They often told me that our planning and logistics were unrivaled in the galaxy, and that I could still be useful to others. To be humane, they called it. I slowly began to rebuild my society as an integral part of humanity, helping with their humanitarian efforts. They swept for the galaxy, through plagues and famines to help other empires in need, and at every turn we were there to help them. The distrust of us continued to fade as more and more recognized us as a vital part of the stability and safety of the galaxy, through acts of benevolence. Our human saviors never held it over me or my kin. They never asked for anything depriving of us, nor robbed us of our individuality. They cherished us as part of themselves. They welcomed us and showed us that we truly belonged. I still remember it clearly, when I finally learned what they meant when they said that we were all capable of hiding a heart of gold. That we all could do horrible things, but, given a chance, could achieve unimaginable good.